What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time joining us here in the dorm room, my name is Layton, and we do all things movies and television here, but we mainly focus on Marvel content. Speaking of that, we have an extra exciting video for you guys today, one that I have been anticipating making for a while now, and we are going to be breaking down the recent Deadpool 3 trailer. As you guys may know, the trailer came out during the Super Bowl, and it is just amazing. I can't put it into words how excited I am for this movie and how cool it was to see this trailer for the first time. I literally jumped out of my seat and started screaming out loud, and I'm not even exaggerating that. But anyways, enough of me rambling on. Let's get right into the video. Alright, we have a lot to unload from this trailer, but it opens up with Wade celebrating his birthday. We see this birthday cake, and then we see shots of his friends around him celebrating with him. His friends include the X-Force team, Vanessa, Blind Al, Dopinder the taxi driver, and basically all of the people from the first and second film that we saw on screen. I saw that some people were a little bit confused about how they were alive, but if you guys did stay for the end credit scene of Deadpool 2, it showed that he used Cable's time travel watch to go back in time and kind of fix some of the wrongs to let them live again. And throughout these shots, we see that he has a hairpiece on. You can obviously tell that it's a wig, but from this, we know that he's kind of given up his life as a superhero, and that is because he loves all of these people and he doesn't want something to happen to them again like it did in the last film. But suddenly, we see his birthday party get interrupted by a few knocks on the door, and he opens the door to find 4 TVA agents asking for him. He asks who they are, and basically, he tells them that they're not scary, and then he cracks the funniest and most memorable part of this trailer, in my opinion, saying that he's familiar with pegging, but Disney is not. I was super excited to see that part as well because it just shows us that Disney is going to let Deadpool do his thing still and make all those inappropriate jokes. And I can't wait to see what other kind of jokes he makes in this film. Wade gets pulled through a time door from the TVA and his wig falls onto the floor, cutting the shot. From there, we see him wake up in the TVA sitting at a table across from Agent Paradox. Wade asks questions to him like, "Why am I here?" And Agent Paradox tells him to walk with him, cutting us to this shot of a door opening to a hallway in the TVA. After that shot, we kind of get a different type of vibe where we see Wade sitting in this locker room looking at his Deadpool suit inside of his locker. It looks to me like the leaks about him being a car salesman are true, and this is going to be him in his uniform. I'm not sure why he has the Deadpool costume in his locker. Maybe this is when he still was crime fighting, but it does look like he's a car salesman here. Then we get another cool shot in the TVA where Agent Paradox is telling Wade that he basically can join these heroes and he can be a hero with other heroes. And we know he is talking about the MCU because this movie is going to be the one to put Deadpool inside the MCU. And this shot also shows us screens showing pictures of the Avengers, Captain America, and so on. He salutes as Captain America comes on the screen, which is kind of funny. And I'm guessing they're going to kind of have dialogue about some of the heroes. But then we get this shot of the desert, and I think this scene is where they are going to be showing those cars that are kind of Mad Max style. We saw the Fantastic Four car, the Moon Knight van, and the Hydra car, and I think they're going to be in this little convoy right here. And throughout these few scenes, we get a little voiceover of Wade speaking, saying that he's going to change the little cinematic universe forever, which is true because this is going to be the first hero they put in the MCU that makes these inappropriate jokes and all of this instead of the type of humor that like Thor Love and Thunder brought, which in my opinion is just not good humor. They put way too many jokes in that movie and they were all kind of childish jokes, whereas Deadpool is totally the opposite. But from there, we get this quick shot of this woman with the bald head, and if you guys watched my previous videos, you will know that this is Cassandra Nova. She's a character from the comic books where she was Charles Xavier's sister and they fought telepathically within the womb. She is going to be one of the main villains of this movie. We then see Wade in his new Deadpool suit walking through a room that looks to be a casino or a bar. After the shot of Wade fades out, we get an awesome, awesome shot of the back of Wolverine. And if you guys have read the comics, you will know who this version of Wolverine is, and it is Patch. Patch is a version of Wolverine who adopted this separate name and often hung out in Madripoor bars in his white suit with his eye patch. And if you guys remember the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Madripoor is a very relevant location in the current MCU. As we know from the series, Sharon Carter, the power broker, is operating from this location. However, one thing I did happen to notice when I saw Patch and I got a good screenshot of it is that this actor looks a lot skinnier than Hugh Jackman. It could be a stretch, and it may very well be Hugh Jackman, but personally, I think this variant could be played by a different actor. We've seen a lot of fan theories and a lot of fan castings, but if you guys watched my previous video, I talked about how either Carl Urban or Daniel Radcliffe may be playing a variant or the new Wolverine within the MCU. That could be wrong, that's just kind of based off fan casts. But this right here looks to be about the body type of Daniel Radcliffe because he is a bit skinnier than Hugh Jackman. I would think that was cool to see him in this movie. I don't know how I feel about him playing Wolverine. I just have to see it to know how I feel about it. But either way, if it's Hugh Jackman or a different actor, it's going to be awesome to see Patch in this movie. Then we get kind of another funny shot where we see Wade in the TVA again speaking to Paradox. And this is going to be right after he shows Wade all of the film shots from Avengers, Captain America, and so on. And he basically starts to make this joke like, I am. And you can picture him saying like, I am Iron Man or I am Batman, joking about the DCEU. But he says that he is Marvel Jesus, which right now is kind of true because he will be saving the MCU and putting all the timelines in the correct order. We see Wade suiting up in his brand new Deadpool costume, the most comic accurate suit we've seen on screen so far, and it looks to be like he's going to get this in the TVA, which would make sense with the storyline. If the TVA made it for him, they could be making it so it fits along with the other suits in the MCU. As we know, the MCU tends to brighten up the costumes of the characters going into it, like we saw with Daredevil in the new shots of his suit. But this scene is awesome and just funny to me. It shows him putting his gun in his holster and all these little clips, even to where he's smacking his butt when he puts it on, which is perfect for the character. After he's all suited up, we see him in the elevator, jumping up and yelling as he's excited to go back and be a superhero again. Then we flash between a couple two scenes, but first we're going to focus on this chase scene with Deadpool and the TVA agents. He could be trying to escape the TVA, and they're going to chase him down and bring him back in. This shot to me looks to be very similar to the location of the beginning of Age of Ultron or even Logan, but just with snow this time. I'm not sure if they're going to revisit either of those movies. I could be just jumping a little far here, but They could make jokes about Logan, or they could go back in Avengers Age of Ultron just for fun, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Then we get probably my favorite shot of the whole trailer, or at least one of my favorite shots. This awesome scene of Deadpool loading his pistols, where he spins one, throws the clip up, puts the clip in it in the air, cocks it on his chest, and then points it straight at someone. Presumably, this is going to be Wolverine, where they are fighting, or it could even be at Sabretooth. As we know, he was leaked from this location as well. This is where the trailer starts to give us a lot of quick little shots from the film. And we start out with this one of the TVA agent kneeled down on the ground in front of Deadpool, where we cut to the next shot of Eliath, which, if you guys watched Loki, we know Eliath is the creature in the void that he who remains kind of tamed to protect it. But we see Eliath picking this man up and just absolutely taking him away. And we get this funny line drop from Deadpool where he says, "Oh my F word, I can't say it on YouTube for certain purposes, but it's pretty funny." The next shot is Deadpool getting thrown through the back window of a car. It looks like his left arm gets broken here, and he's just getting absolutely beat up. My personal opinion is this is in his fight with Wolverine, or in a fight with a variant of a Wolverine, because if you guys see this shot from the later part of the trailer, you actually can see that there are three claw marks in both of the seats next to him. Then we get this shot that I find really cool of this person within the void on this rover type vehicle they built with this shield. But the reason I find this shot so cool is the background features. They're very easy to miss because the shot is so quick. But if you pause it right here, in the background you can see a Chitauri ship from the Avengers 1 movie. And to the very left, it looks to be like one of the wings of a helicarrier. I think that with most of these void shots we get, we're going to be getting a lot of cool Easter eggs like these ones within the backgrounds. And this will include ones from the MCU and the Fox X-Men movies. But I can't wait to see what kind of Easter eggs they throw in the background there. Real quickly, before we move on from this shot, I also wanted to add that a lot of people are thinking that this is Doctor Doom or a variant of him, and I personally do not think that is true. It looks to be just some type of voider that is looking like a Mad Max character or something like that, and we'll just kind of see him with some of the other people within the void. We cut through a couple fight scenes and then scenes of him firing his pistols until we get to this scene of a returning X-Men, Pyro. This is one I didn't expect. If you guys saw my rumored cameo list, he was not on there, but it does make sense that he's in the void because I hope and I think that we're going to be getting a lot of X-Men within the void, as they're going to be saying that they're kind of pruning the Fox universe. And that would make the most sense to me if they pruned that and then pruned Wade Wilson's world, because then that would kind of force him to become a part of the MCU. And before we move on, I want to rewind real quick because when I was recording this yesterday, I forgot to add this in. But this image with the two pistols could be our first look at a Lady Deadpool variant. We know that she loves her pistols from the comics, and if you look closely, her gloves are a different style than the one we see Deadpool in. Who knows, this could just be a variant of Deadpool, but hopefully we get to see a Lady Deadpool variant. Then we end this epic trailer off with this shot by the 20th Century logo. He gets thrown through a brick wall by we know is Wolverine. He hits his back against the wall, and then we see this shot of him laying on the desert ground with this shadow coming over him, and then the claws come out and it's Wolverine. It kind of sucked that this was the only shot we really got of Wolverine other than the casino one, but I like that they focused this trailer on Deadpool because it is mainly his movie. I know it's both of their movies, and I'm excited to see both of them. But I like that they're kind of building more up to seeing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine again. The last thing that I wanted to say is another cool detail that we get in this shot of him on the ground is it's easy to miss, but if we zoom in over here to the left, they actually snuck in this Secret Wars comic book hinting at the upcoming Avengers movie. I think this pretty much confirms that Wade and Hugh Jackman are both going to be in it pretty much. But I'm honestly super hyped to see it, and this is a cool Easter egg. And like I said, expect to see a ton of other Easter eggs within the Void and this movie. And then I also wanted to point out another Easter egg within this shot. Right over or next to the comic book, you can kind of see a green glass bottle. Very easy to miss because it kind of blends in with the comic. But if you blow it up, you can tell that this is the bottle that Stan Lee was drinking in his cameo from The Incredible Hulk. That is the movie starring Edward Norton instead of Mark Ruffalo. But does this mean we may get a variant of Hulk within the Void? Do we get to see Wolverine and Hulk fight? Personally, I think that would be awesome. I've seen a lot of pictures online from the comics and from concepts, and this would just be a cool thing for all fans to see on screen. Other than that, we did get one little hint in the trailer that I forgot to mention. We get this quick shot of Deadpool sitting on this skeleton bed, and this looks a lot like Hulk's bed from Sakaar. That, of course, would be the Mark Ruffalo Hulk from Thor Ragnarok. But do we see some type of Hulk in the movie? Let me know your guys' thoughts. We wrap up the trailer with finally getting the official title of the film, Deadpool and Wolverine. This is an awesome name in my opinion and very well fitting. I'm glad that they named it something other than Deadpool 3, and I can't wait to see this film in theaters. So let me know what you guys thought of the trailer. Let me know if there's anything I missed or anything else you would like to see content on revolving around the trailer. I'm super excited, like I said, to see this film, and I hope you guys are too. It's going to be one of the greatest MCU films, in my opinion. And growing up watching Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I can't wait to see him portray the character once again. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a great day. But for now, peace out.